Okay, this video is all about answering the question, how do you know if you're in a dysfunctional relationship or an unhealthy relationship? How do you know? What's the clue? What are the signals? It's actually very simple. Um, if you feel better about yourself, your energy level is higher, you're more optimistic, you're more relaxed. When you spend time away from that person you're in this relationship with, than you are when you're with that person, something about it is dysfunctional. Something about that relationship is dysfunctional because something about that relationship is pulling your energy down when you're with that person. And there's no way I'm going to be able to know exactly what is dysfunctional in your relationship if the answer to your question is yes, I'm in a dysfunctional relationship. I'm not going to know. There are too many factors, too many possibilities. But when you're with that person, when you're interacting with that person, your energy level starts to go down. And when you're not with that person, you're on a vacation, you're doing chores, you're doing something where you're spending time away from that person, your energy level starts to come back up. Yes, you're in a dysfunctional relationship. And how do you fix that? Well, some people hope that you can fix the person you're with or you can change the person you're with. Okay? I say probably not, because let me tell you the reality. The hardest thing that any human being has to do in their life is change something about themselves. That's harder than spending 30 years digging ditches for a living. That's harder than pushing a car up a hill. It's harder than anything else because you have to look at yourself and change so much about yourself that it's a high-level skill set in itself to be able to do that. So if you're in a dysfunctional relationship, chances are that the way to not be in a dysfunctional relationship anymore is to end that relationship, because chances are the other person isn't going to change. And because the bottom line is, people change because there's something about the way they are at the moment. There's something about the way they are that they don't like. They're getting a result from life, from living their life, that they don't like. And they want to change so they can get a better result, a result they're happier with, which is a fancy way of saying people change for themselves. They generally don't change for somebody else. It's not impossible, but it's pretty rare for somebody to say, okay, I'm in this relationship with my spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, whatever you want to call that person, and they want me to change, so just because of that, I'm going to change. That can happen, it's possible, but it doesn't happen very often. So if you're relying on your partner to have that attitude about you, if that person does, it's going to be rare and unusual. So most of the time, the way to change your experience of that relationship that's dysfunctional is to end that relationship that's dysfunctional and take a look at yourself and ask yourself, why are you attracted to this person in the first place if what you get from being in a relationship with them is a dysfunctional experience of having your energy brought down, having your optimism brought down, having your fun brought down? Because changing yourself, in my opinion, is the hardest thing you're going to do in your life. Everything else is easier because everything else is looking outside of yourself. And looking outside is always a clearer picture than looking inside. There's a perspective shift. It's a skill set to look at yourself and say, okay, what do I want to change? And then go ahead and change it. Because perspective is the hardest thing to change. Okay, so the bottom line is, if you're in a relationship that brings you your energy level, your spirit, your inspiration, something that you enjoy down when you're interacting with the person you're in that relationship with, and it goes up when you're not interacting, that relationship is going to be dysfunctional in some way. And the best way to fix that is to end that relationship. Now, that's in general. You may be with somebody who is that exceptional person who wants to and does change themselves while you're in that relationship with them. If that's good, if that's the case, that's great. Go for it. But don't count on it. Don't think that that's the logical next step. The logical next step is for you probably to end the relationship. Okay, that's it. My name's Larry.